it's really 98% of the USD agriculture is owned by whites, and half of a point is owned by blacks. Half of a point. And when they lump us all into that, they have minorities in that as well, and they call it people of color, but they don't actually break us down as to ADOS, American descendants of slaves, and what we actually have out of that piece of pie. And we only have a 0.5%. So as I was speaking with my assistant earlier, I was saying, you know, that, gosh, how can we push being a black farmer, and then there's a roadblock, and that roadblock continues to be that we don't own the land, and in order to be a farmer, you have to have land. And it's one thing to lease land, and then people put all this monetary money, you know, you don't get a lot for your crops. I also grow hemp, but that's been a big challenge over the last 2 years because government and contracts have not been available resources to us at all as black farmers in North Carolina or in any other state. That's the same thing in marijuana in California and all these other states, you know. We have been locked out of the country that we built.
Exactly.
And we have to stop, and if we're gonna continue to march in the street, which we don't need to do any more marching, but if we're gonna continue to say that we're just comfortable, then we're gonna have to continue to say we've been locked out, and we need to be more direct and more insistent on what we've been locked out of, and which is truly the world, our whole nation, as a whole, as black people right now.
Now, being in the farming industry, do you feel like it is any way that we can stop it for us being locked out? Do you feel like that is a way to accomplish that? Or do you?
I definitely feel there's a way to accomplish it. In any situation, I know that our Creator, our God, has told us that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we are like the most resilient human being on this earth. Just think of all the things we've been put through. So I definitely know, and I'm sure later on in our conversation, we're going to talk about reparations and what is due to us and what is owed to us. And in that conversation, that is a way for us to continue to purchase more land. I know the government owes us land. If I just said that the USDA report states that 98% of agricultural land is resourced to white people, they own it, then we must get a break out of that pie. We must get a percentage of that, and then that allows us to be black farmers in America.
And even real quick, just to speak to that, even Martin Luther King brought that up, which is one of the part of the reasons why they went ahead and assassinated him was he talked about how they were giving all the land to their European brothers, the Midwest and the West, just giving them hundreds and hundreds of acres.
When you get off the boat,
Right.
When you got off the boat, you got hundreds and hundreds of acres.
Yeah, the indentured servants, because a lot of white people speak about
They love to say that.
white people were slaves. They were actually indentured servants. Some of them was prisoners, and when they came over here, they worked for 7 years, and after 7 years, they let them off. They gave them 40 acres of land.